Hi guys, it's your girl Z and Sin, and we're back with another video. And today we're reacting to 10 reasons why life is better in Europe than the USA. And we got this from How to Europe. The link will be in the description below if you want to see their full video without our input. Let's get into it. You want to say something? I feel like you want to say something. No. Okay. Let's get into it.
While no place is perfect, Europe comes pretty close. From the incredible food to show-stopping cities, it's no wonder so many Americans dream of moving to Europe permanently. Today we'll show you 10 reasons why life is better in Europe than the USA. Number 10. European food traditions. While it varies so much from country to country, there's one thing we should all be able to agree on. European food is fantastic. Even better than in the States. From fresh pasta in Italy to fondue in the Alps, Europe is full of food that will make anyone's mouth water, no matter how picky they are. Eating your way through Europe is a great way to experience the different flavors, ingredients, and cultural influences that make each country's cuisine distinct. There will definitely be some options that American travelers could think are strange, but the majority of them are excellent once you give it a shot. Who knew one day I'd become obsessed with escargot or frog's legs? And don't even get me started on the amazing coffee and wine, or we'll never stop talking. Number 9.
That was good. The food looks so good. Oh my goodness. Especially those frog legs. It's nice and crispy. I never had frog legs, but it looks good.
The way you said it's like, especially in frog legs. I'm like,
yes. It looks nice and crispy.
I ain't coming on. I always say don't hit something until you try it. You know what I mean? But I'm like, mustard for them frog legs or the escargot.
Yeah, escargot. I'm not here for escargot because
I'm not.
I just think of the slime automatically, even though like they can clean out the slime.
I don't know. I don't. But you gotta give due. They do have a variety of food, and
yes,
I can understand because it's a mix, the diverse of culture, and they bring their twist to it. And so, can you imagine street food? You always hear street food is like don't not travel and not explore food.
That's especially street food.
When her eyes went, that I was like, that's me. I'm a foodie.
Yes, and it takes you back home. Yeah, it just takes you back home.
It does, man. Transportation.
Amazing transportation. Transportation is faster, cheaper, and run way more efficiently in Europe. Europe is so well connected that it's much easier to get around, despite it being about 20% bigger than the US. The engineering feats are world famous. Did you know that you could take a high-speed train going under the ocean from France to England, or a train from Rome to Sicily that literally gets on a ferry? There's hardly even a need to get a driver's license in Europe. Even small towns are connected by bus or train, and of course, Europe is famous for budget airlines like Ryanair or EasyJet that can be mind-blowingly cheap. Not a fan of flying? Go green and travel Europe by train. Check out our other videos on European train travel. Number 8.
That is amazing. Jeez.
Look at them prices.
Yeah. That was like what, 9? Like very low. Like very, very low. I don't even think you cannot ever buy a plane ticket that low here in America.
To go where?
Yeah. Not even during 2020 when the world was shut down. It was not that low.
Not in a million years. Even with train, depending on where you're going.
Yeah. Trains are expensive.
That's crazy. But I like that. It's easy, it's accessible, and it's affordable.
Yes. And that's why they always hop around from country to country to country. You always hear that about them. They're always hopping around.
And you can see why.
Yes.
I'll be traveling from left to right. Every weekend I'm
right. Exactly.
I'm somewhere. Yes. Expect me. I'm in Prague. I don't know. But I'm somewhere.
Yes.
Over to Switzerland.
Yes.
I'm going to Sweden.
Yes.
Listen, I'm coming back with all them accent and blushes and suntan and everything.
Girl,
Croatia.
body right too.
Listen.
Yes.
Because I'll be exercising.
You're just walking, you're losing the weight. Naturally. You're never thinking about it too. It's just happening.
It's just was amazing. And I'm like, look at because guys, I saw this video and I said I had to show Cindy this because this. And don't get me wrong, I know every country have their little ugly parts. It's normal, and I know it's not all fluffed up. I get it. I'm just saying, when you stop to look at it, yes, the US is huge. Don't get me wrong, and there's beautiful places here to travel, but traveling outside of that, meeting people and it's just, to me, it's a different experience. Very point blank. Yes. Either way you take it, there's no sugarcoat in it. But I noticed something though. You see how clean that train station is?
So I've never seen a train station like that clean here in America. I think, during COVID, it's 2020, they cleaned the New York bus station for the first time in how many years? They cleaned it down.
I'm used to the New York train line. Oh my word. Ugh. It's nasty. It smells awful. I don't get it. Why it's so nasty and mucky underneath there. It's let's continue.
More time off. In case you haven't heard, they take their holidays very seriously in this part of the world. European culture and customs are drastically different in each country. There are literally thousands of festivals around Europe celebrating anything and everything you can think of, each of them bringing people together to celebrate and honor various aspects of their history, religion, and regional identity. What better way to get a taste of a country than attending a festival? Couple this with the generous amount of paid vacation Europeans receive, 4 weeks on average, and you've got a completely different lifestyle. This also means more time to spend with your family and just to live life outside of work. Also, because of how easy it is to get around to different countries, there are so many places to explore. Number 7, quality of life.
Oh, can you imagine 4 weeks of paid vacation?
That is so nice. 4 weeks, that is a lot.
Paid. You know what I'm saying? Paid vacation. It's not like the norm here.
No, the norm here is usually like 15 days. Don't say 15 weeks. 15 days. 15 weeks for maternity, I believe. That's it. Which US? Some companies I've seen, it's only 3 months max. They do not do more than 6 months. That's not enough time. That is not enough time.
You mean some states?
Yeah. Where I used to work at Crane One, they only had, I think, 3 months for maternity leave. It's paid, but it's not. It eventually runs out too. When you want more, they tell you, okay, it'll be 3 months paid, and the other month there's no money for you. That's it.
But it depends, and you don't get full pay.
No, not all the time. No, they work out something weird.
Remember, the one is not mandated here. That's the big problem.
Oh, yeah, it's not. No.
So if a company don't want to, they don't have to.
Yes.
Which is messed up.
And that's how it is over here. The U.S. lets companies decide how they want, like, their employees' rights and stuff like that. They figure that out. Well, over there, it's more government, like, behind that, which is much better because companies have to follow what the government says. It's sick and it's maddening, and I'm like, 15 days, and you don't even want to take them 15 days either because you're afraid to lose your job. You're not getting enough paid. Oh, God. And seniority prompts you if you want to take a vacation. And then they guilt trip you in taking a vacation. Where are you going? Down the road, or to go in your house to sit down and look out through the window for a couple of days and because you're burnt out. You know what's even worse? If you're now traveling or like you're still staying at your house for your time off, if they're short, they're going to call you out of your vacation. I'm short, I need you.
And they're not giving you back that vacation time.
No, they don't. That's it. No, it's gone.
Yeah.
In the States, we live life at 1,000 miles an hour. Between the commuting, the long hours at work, and the lack of vacation time, there is less time to relax. And a lot of people put off traveling until they're retired. But where's the fun in that? Europeans, on the other hand, are masters of the work-life balance, and it means the world to them. It's no wonder the French are putting up such a stink over their retirement being pushed back 2 years. After moving to Europe and getting to know people on a personal level, you get the feeling that they work to live, not live to work. This means by moving to Europe, you're likely to have more vacation time, shorter work days, and more time to enjoy life. In many countries throughout Europe, businesses literally shut down so employees can have a rest or spend some extra time with their family during the day. Who wouldn't want to live more and work less? Number 6.
Let me just just told me something right here. She said you guys don't work 40-hour weekdays. What?
Some country don't.
That is crazy. Like, that is a standard here. Minimum 40 hours a week.
Exactly. No.
That is crazy.
Yep. I was shocked the first time I heard. I said, huh?
Yeah.
And some countries are cutting down like to 3-day work week.
I like that. I like that.
It's messed up that here in the US, this is one thing I always look at. You work like a dog until you retire. And when you retire, you don't want to travel. You're old and you're stressing. You don't want to travel. Look at that. Like, you see that?
The old people,
Yeah,
it's not time.
What's the end of? Most people, when they get older, all they do is sit and look at them TV. There's no fun. There's no and somebody else get to reap the benefit of their stress and labor that they did for all these years. And it's sad. I don't want to live like that.
No.
But you were saying something the other day, like, these younger generations, they seem like they want to travel. They want that balance. They want to listen. I want to explore. I want to live life while I'm.
And you know what? They see us as lazy. They see us as being lazy. That's
true.
What we want. We want a balance. Hey. No. Wait, clarify for me. I was like, we're lazy too. I'm Gen Z, so that's what I'm at. I want to work life balance.
Guys, no, you're getting me wrong. I'm agreeing with what you're saying.
Okay, good. I was like, oh no. Yeah,
but seriously, you are lazy too. What do you think?
Yeah, we are.
You are lazy too. Still enough. You guys don't really take anything serious, and you guys want no.
Yeah,
so that's
one.
I think that's one. Yeah, and that's one of your downfalls. And I think, but
and we're quick to leave a job.
Yeah, exactly.
We are quick.
You're not seasoning like, okay, I can't leave this until my hair is falling off. That's you guys don't play that. No. But now you're noticing. The new 50 is the new 30.
Girl,
listen.
These 50-year-olds are living the life.
They are.
That is
because they're realizing that their foreparents or those before them, like, they didn't live. Oh, they just work and drop. I don't want to be.
No, I don't want to work my whole entire life.
I want to. Somebody told me yesterday, 40 is the new 20s, Xavier. You're going to enjoy your 40s going into your 50s. The kids are getting older. And I'm like, I don't see it yet, but I'm looking for it. But she's like, I promise you.
Yeah.
You're going to see it. Just it's coming.
She's right.
Man.
It's healthy lifestyle. Between the amount of walking you'll do, accompanied by the more natural food options available, it's significantly easier to live a healthy and active lifestyle in Europe. Just look at the European breakfast. Humble but flavor-packed pastries and espressos replace breakfast sandwiches and giant sugary coffees. And with all the street food vendors and bakeries selling fresh, less processed treats, you'll naturally avoid the familiar fast food chains that are prevalent in big cities. Although it is pretty entertaining to see Euro versions of McDonald's that sell beer and wine. It's worth mentioning that Europeans are less into snacking in the first place. Restaurant portions are generally much smaller, which is why it's so rare to find takeaway boxes. Combine all of that with the great healthcare systems and cost of living in Europe, and you can see why they're able to live such a healthy, enviable lifestyle. Number 5.
Wow. When I saw that spaghetti from we might need more 2 of those.
They say ain't gonna be filled up.
No. I need 2, please.
That ain't no food.
Like, where's the food?
A big box over here. But look at it.
That is the right proper amount because you're not overeating. It's just what you need. Well, over here we overeat. Everything is big over here.
Can
everything.
You imagine? Beer and wine in about $1 over here. We be drunk. We be walking out staggering. People would abuse it here.
Yeah, in Europe, you guys do drink more. I would say.
They do.
Yeah, they drink
and
more.
To me, it seems like your alcohol is heavier than ours.
I would say, yeah. But you guys are like functioning well too. Like functioning alcoholics. Like you guys are functioning.
You're calling these people alcoholics? did not say that out loud. Just say you guys are functioning alcoholics. Wow. I didn't see that come.
Because the way they drink, I'm like,
It's
y'all drink.
even 12 o'clock a day and they're having a beer.
Yes, we did a video in London at noon for our lunch break. You're drinking. I'm like, wow. In the U.S., you drink after work because you're stressed out.
It's in the U.S. It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Yeah.
It's crazy though. But
Yeah.
but one thing I love about this, there's a balance. You understand? It's like
Yes.
it's for the European region. If you notice, it's quality
Yes.
over quantity.
Yes.
You gotta give them that.
Yes.
And
Definitely.
if you notice how their food, look, the portion size in our McDonald's, you're taking off this, you're putting on that, you're subtracting this, you're adding that. With them, what you see is what they get, and it's not as huge as what we have. So, and she said, there's no takeout boxes.
No.
There's nothing to take out.
Yeah.
I'm not going on with all 4 or 5 boxes when and you don't eat. Oh, the doggy bag plus your box.
Yes.
It's crazy when you're walking out of the
Yeah, you walk out with bags too.
the luxury.
Yes. Texas Roadhouse, when their appetizers are their little buns,
Yeah.
by the time I eat like 2, I'm full. So the food that we get, what we ordered, that's our to go. Because I can't eat no more. I'm full.
Because they pack you up with all this juice. Because
They
remember,
do.
the juice is on like you call it, on top. You keep getting it. You pay for the
Yes.
first one, and then you get
Free refills.
Refills.
Yes.
Refills. So you get full by the time the food
Yeah,
comes to you.
I need this to go.
Yeah.
Like I'm a room.
And
yeah.
it's sad. That's why I try to tell my kids, no. Food, we'll order it now. We know what we want.
Good.
Don't fill my kids up with juice. Because I'm going to waste money right here.
Yeah.
And it's 6 of us I got to pay for. No, we ain't doing it. Yeah.
Lower cost of living. Even though the euro is slightly stronger than the US dollar, there's one thing that can't be debated. The cost of living in Europe is much cheaper than the USA. Sure, cities like Paris and London aren't cheap, but neither is San Francisco or New York. European salaries are much lower than American ones, but they pay more in taxes, which contributes to their fabulous healthcare and education system. This makes the smaller salaries feel much more livable, and if you're making an American salary, you'll probably notice that certain things like hotels, food, and transport are surprisingly affordable, especially in Eastern Europe. Number 4.
That is true. I've always thought, given that the euros are more, slightly more better than, not better, like worth more value than the US dollars.
It is better.
I thought
It worth more.
Oh, sorry. It's worth, sorry. I'm trying to use the right words here.
I'm sorry. You say slightly, not better. But okay. That's your opinion.
It's slightly more. It's worth slightly more. She just says like slightly more. It is more. Like literally.
Even, did you know the Cayman dollar is more?
The Cayman, the US dollar?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's embarrassing. I don't know where.
There's some countries that it's more than the US.
Wow. I thought we were like,
because remember the pound is more.
Yeah, the pound is more.
So,
yeah.
So look at that.
So where are we on the list? Because I thought we were like second, like right after that, we're second.
No.
Like, damn,
look,
okay.
a small island.
Yeah,
yeah.
Damn, they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Anyways, I always thought life was more expensive in Europe, given how expensive, because the conversion, I'm like, ooh, it's expensive to live up there. But the more you think about it, it's really not. They're doing it properly. We're not doing it right. Like taxes are being spent in the places like health and education, especially.
You just hit the nail on the head.
And health insurance. Oh God,
that's the crazy thing.
Yeah.
When you look at Europe, you think about they're thinking for their citizens.
Yes.
Yes, they pay a high tax.
It's worth it.
But it's worth it. You're not walking out of the hospital paying $100,000 for just an operation. You don't have to stress about the ambulance coming for you and that's $6,000 load if you call it ambulance. Whereas if you don't need it, you still gotta pay the fee for it, and you didn't travel in it. You see
crazy? Yeah, that's crazy.
That's what I'm saying. You break your arm, or you're homesick, or you don't want to rather die home
than go
to the doctor because you know you're going to end up in debt.
Yep.
Even if you have health insurance, it's still depending on the insurance that you have and depending on the job that you get that insurance through.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous. Can you imagine those who don't have or who have a little insurance and don't even use it to rather stay home and die?
That's me. I have it, but I'm like, Do I really need to go to the doctors? Do I really need an exam? I can wait. Like, I really don't push it.
Guys, I don't know how she does it.
I
My
don't
kids
push
go,
it.
whoop, we're going, we're leaving. But it's
Not
the
me, no.
insurance that I have. Since that
When I was younger, I used to. I do my yearly checkups, like my eyes. That's yearly. That's what I go.
Nope.
I don't go every 4 months. Nope.
Listen.
When I'm
If my back hurt too hard,
she be calling. I'm like, I just texted my doctor this morning because I'm doing this. And she's like, damn.
Guys, she home sick. And I'm like,
I did not go anywhere.
And I'm like, what are you doing? What? This girl was out for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Cynthia. She's like, nope.
I'm
staying home. I'm like,
not
you
going
crazy.
to the hospital. Just to tell me, if I go, I know he'll tell me, oh, just take this over-counter medicine. Like, what is the point of me visiting?
I don't care.
Tell me what about to get?
I don't care. I am going. And that's where I have to say to you guys, do not take it for granted.
Don't.
Yes, the tax is high. I get it. And people are like, this is not free. I know you guys pay tax. Because sometimes people come in the comment section, it's all not, it's not free, you know. I know you guys pay for it. I'm just saying, be grateful because here, it ain't happening. I'ma just say, for my last child, I had a C-section with Araya. Either 65 or 69,000. I think it's $65,000. We're having Araya when the bill came.
Dang, that's a lot. Just to get birth.
$5,000.
Wow.
And the others were natural births. But even though I had Kyra, remember they had to turn her in my tummy in order for me to have it. And I would have ended up, if anything had gone wrong, I would have ended up in an emergency C-section. And they said it's cheaper to have, but they had to turn. Kyra's bill was as close as Araya's.
Wow.
And it's natural birth. No natural birth is under $10,000. How crazy is that?
That's why people are being like home birth lately is on the rise.
But home birth is you have to pay a little bit too, but not as expensive. But I'm just like, what are the complications? You still have to end up so. And I said I don't normally put my business out there, but I say this to say that. Can you imagine? I didn't pay $1 out of my pocket for having. I'm gonna put it there because somebody said something. Boy, Island, you're in over $250,000 with all the kids I have. I'm like, damn. And I didn't even go into there.
You got a whole house.
I could buy a whole house with this. And I'm like, I didn't say I was in debt. I didn't tell anybody I'm in debt. I'm just saying that is how the US is.
Yes.
You understand me? It's no joke living here. But I have a good insurance because of my spouse. But that's the problem. What is the job you have? What kind of insurance you're getting with the job? Because if you get a city job, you're fine.
Yeah.
If you get a military, if you're in the military, it's fine. You're not seeing it coming out of their pay though.
Yes.
But it's not an arm and a leg that they can't afford it. Because but our outside insurance, you're paying $600-700 a month. It's ridiculous. And it depends on how many person in the family.
Yes. And that's the crazy part. And you don't even need it like that. Like, you're not going to doctors every single day. And you could like 6 months, you're not going, but you're paying so much in health insurance.
Guys, we will talk about this all day long. I'm sorry. And that's why when they talk about the Obamacare, it would have been something similar to that. Yeah.
There's always one evil person in the mix that does not want freedom. They want to lock us in chains.
Wait, is this communist? I'm like, my God, what do you mean by communist? What do you mean?
No.
You don't have to. Yeah, we already paying high taxes.
We are.
What is it doing?
America's a monopoly in a sense because a lot of things when you look at these like healthcare companies, it's a game. Like it does not make sense.
It's $1 trillion company.
It does not make sense at all. Health insurance, house insurance, just all these everything, the food,
down to the garbage bin you have in your yard.
That's so funny. Oh my goodness. She told me the other day, if her garbage bin, if the lid is open because there's so much trash in it, they charge like a few dollars on it. She didn't answer. She didn't know this. Are you serious? She's like,
I'm like, yeah, you can put that bin outside. And she bin. I'm like, yeah. When your bin, the lid is up, open a little, you get charged for it, guys.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
You're paying for the bin that you have in your yard
every single month.
Every month.
Without fail. They need to get their money.
And if you don't pay, they're picking up the bin. They're coming for the bin.
Yeah.
That's messed up. You get your yard get passed.
Higher education. Education is a completely different experience in Europe, with the most noticeable contrast being the actual cost of attending a university. Colleges are very inexpensive in most places in Europe, and some countries even make it completely free to enroll. While most young people in the US graduate with instant debt, countries like Germany and Sweden have chosen to put their tax money towards free universities for all. This alone makes the cost of living in Europe cheaper than the US. My one-year master's program in Paris cost 300 euros. If you'd be interested in seeing a video about how to study in France, comment the code word master. Number 3, Europe.
That's cheap. That's
for
nothing.
A master's degree? Yeah, that ain't nothing. Here's in the definitely the thousands. I'm sorry. That is, oh my goodness. I'm thinking for like where I went for university, that's like one course.
That's what I'm saying. That's one. Normally one class. Yeah, one course is like 400, 300, depending on what the course is.
Exactly what it is. If it's higher up, it goes in the thousands.
It's ridiculous. It depends on what classes you're taking. The money goes to that.
Yeah, and what year you're into.
Yeah. And I'm like, are you guys serious? And book and stuff is not included inside of that. Guys, that's why I keep telling my kids, I say, I know you guys are young, but please consider studying abroad because this ain't it. I cannot sit here and watch myself and watch you guys come out of college and have a debt up to your neck, 50,000, 60,000,
100,000.
And sometimes you don't even use what you're going to college for. That's why I said, please pick a career path that it makes sense.
Yes.
And don't be changing your majors.
No.
Pick and go down that route.
Yeah.
Decide from before.
Yeah. If you don't go in college. Please don't if you don't
listen, it's I think you were saying something about
student loans?
Yes.
Yeah, the US is not playing. They said May 1st, which is May 1st of this year, they are going after those have not paid their student loans since 2020. They're going to garnish your wages. If you some people were on TikTok showing how much they owed, some like over $100,000, and you ask them whether they study art, music, $100,000.
Who study art? Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. But I'm like,
it's not something worth going to college for. I'm going to be very honest. I agree on that. You do not need to go to college for art. It makes no sense. And given how much you have to pay for that, it's not worth it.
Unless you're passionate about it and you're going to become, what you call him? That one that with the
I know who.
Yeah.
I know who. Yeah.
Unless you're going to be him, don't try it.
Yeah, they're coming after them. They're not even, the minimum payments are like over $1,000. And then on top of what else you have to pay per month. So a lot of them are just ignoring it. But it's going to affect their credit score. It's going to be a hot mess.
I came and I went to college and I didn't pay a dime. I got it through my spouse. Put it that way. Good. That I used it up. Because I'm like, no. It was, to me, it didn't make sense.
No, it doesn't make sense. Use what you have. There's scholarships, but they don't even pay for all of your classes. Yeah. You still got to pay out.
But there's so many scholarships, but people are just lazy too.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
Because I see people go through college with free ride, with scholarship on top of scholarship, but take the time out and apply. But you come again, your generation is lazy.
Because you write 3 essays and I'm like, 3 essays?
She completed already.
I've seen those requirements. Sometimes I'm like, I don't even want to apply because there's so much required to apply.
I'm sorry. If you want my money, show me that you work for it.
Oh God, take your money.
But guys, not only that, I realized too, I know we're chatting and we're passionate about some of these stuff. I realized too that with some companies pay for you to go back to school, and they will pay your college tuition that you have already taken.
That is pretty good.
It depends on where you go and what you're studying.
And you have to know. If you don't know, they won't tell you either too.
Exactly. Yeah, you have to ask. You have to do your research. But they will pay your back college fee plus send you back to college. You just have to give them about 3 or 4 years of your time, and I think it's worth it.
Yeah, that is worth it. That's another smart way to do it. Have your company pay for it. That's worth it.
Invest them, give them back some of your time. It's not that hard.
European culture and history. As a melting pot for almost every country in the world, America is filled with plenty of history and diversity. Yet, as far as history goes, so much of what we have in the US originally comes from Europe. The food, languages, traditions, and many of the very names we go by originate from across the Atlantic Ocean. When you consider the fact that American history only goes back a few hundred years, seeing architecture that's thousands of years old in Europe is quite remarkable. It's common in Europe to see establishments that are significantly older than the whole United States. Can you imagine if each US state had its own language, culture, and foods for you to embrace? There's so many things we love about this region, but the rich history and diversity are truly something to behold. Number 2.
Wow. Just like you said, imagine if the US had every state was a whole different country. Like that, wow.
They would have been cockier than how they are. No, and arrogant more than how they are. No, it's the truth. You ever notice how a US person that is rooted brag and behave about the US, and it's like there's nothing outside of the US, and for them it's like, oh, there's no freedom outside of the US. It's so bad outside of the US.
Because that's what they're shown.
That's what they taught from an early age on, Because I hear my kids go to school and I'm like, the greatest place on earth, the freest place on earth, the safest place on earth. I'm like, which USA are you talking about? I want you to tell me. I want you to show me. Even third world country are giving their people time off, giving them their people having some form of work-life balance. They're not dying from insurance. They're not dying from burnout, from overwork. They're not dying from. You understand what I'm saying? So what? But here it is the number one.
Yeah. It's just like what they're taught at school, like you just said, like taught at school, and you're sheltered, and that's what you believe, and you believe that growing up, and you get these really entitled people that just loud and wrong.
So imagine if the US had such diversity and culture and history like somewhere outside of the US, like in the European region. Can you imagine how arrogant and extra cocky they would be? Now, like, seriously, think about it. Because the European culture is rich.
They're very rich.
Their culture is rich. Their history is so rich. It dates back to Ian's Stone Age is one of them that I was looking at Croatia where they were telling about some places, Germany. And I'm like, dang, it's like I don't know nothing. And it's beautiful. The US is vast and beautiful. 2, don't get me wrong, but the history behind it is not as rich as outside.
Yeah.
Even Africa. Even Jamaica rich.
Yes, like Jamaica, yeah.
Because we have history dating so far back before the US. The Arawaks going on. You understand me?
Very
so
back.
It's way back.
When you think about it, the US is still kind of like a baby.
It is a baby.
Yeah, compared to other countries.
You have bars in
Girl, tell me about it. Older than the USA.
Sitting older than, and I'm like, okay now. So the US has its ups, don't get me wrong, guys. Don't get us wrong. I'm just saying there's more to explore and see and enjoy outside of the US.
Yes. Travel. And a lot of Americans are now waking up. A lot of them now are traveling and seeing what's out there.
Yeah.
And all these plane crashers, they tell us to stay put. They don't want us to travel.
Here we go again.
Restaurant etiquette. Things you may take for granted in the US are not always free or even available in Europe. Sure, you won't get complimentary ice water at a restaurant, and you might find yourself paying to use bathrooms. But what you will get is a slow, sacred meal experience where you're encouraged to take time to savor each dish without feeling rushed out. A 3-course meal might sound fancy for Americans, but it's completely common in Europe. You might also be surprised that your waiter won't pop in to see how your food is, or even bring you the bill unless you ask for it. But the trade-off is that you won't have to calculate a 20% tip afterwards. Tipping is a less prominent tradition in Europe, although you still need to do your homework and research from country to country. Of course, when in doubt, you can always show your appreciation by leaving a couple euros. Be sure to check out last week's video, Top 10 Culture Shocks Americans Will Have in Europe, to see what other customs are different. Before we reveal the number 1 reason why life in Europe is better than in the US, if you're enjoying this video, please consider subscribing to help us reach our goal of 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Number 1.
I was not expecting that. Oh, you're still a baby. That's cute. Yeah, definitely show her some love. She's starting. That's really cute. That is so sweet. Yeah, like they're saying, we did a video about how they're in Europe. You guys have dinner. You guys just like spend about 2 to 3 hours out of restaurant, just eating, talking. That's a long time. So I was like 2 to 3 hours. What are you guys talking about?
At least they're not on their phone.
No
disrespect. You can spot an American anywhere.
Yeah,
you're sitting down, you're eating, but the device is like that.
Mm-hmm.
And there's always stuffing. It's so fast.
Yeah.
The etiquette in the European region is
top tier.
Yeah, you gotta give.
Tier.
I gotta give you guys that when it come on to etiquette.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys are not a tipping culture either.
No, it's different, very different.
But then you can understand why the US is the way it is, because the waiters here, they work off a tip too.
They do. They have.
So we can't really bash. See, everywhere have his thing because. But it's getting ridiculous with the tipping here.
It's too much.
You walk into Subway
and they make you feel bad for not tipping.
No, you know how I am.
Oh my goodness.
I don't play.
And especially times are hard.
I don't play. Period.
Yeah, oh my goodness.
You're not going to guilt me into giving you no money. Nope. I'm paying $150 to get my nails done, and then I need to tip you on top. I'm paying for you to make a sandwich for me. It's already over cost to get that sandwich, and then you didn't do much. You're doing a job.
Yeah.
And I still got to turn around and tip you on top of that.
What?
No.
Yeah, the tipping culture here is ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. And they're mad. And they point you out, and single you out, for the next time when they come back. They're sussing between each other. But,
she doesn't tip.
Yeah. Or you're not getting more than about $2 or whatever. I tip based on how I'm treated.
And you can't even tell if the service being generally nice to you, or they just being nice just
for the tip.
You can't tell. You're like, I can't tell.
And then they're always rushing you out, true. That is true. You're always being rushed out because they have to turn over so many tables to make so much money.
2 to 3 hours? That's a long time.
Not in the US. You need to come out.
Max.
You need to get out. Because they're bringing the bill to you before you even ask for it. From your midway in your meal, they're giving you your bill.
Yes, especially those busy restaurants when it's packed. You're gonna stay in line because you know you're about to go.
Yeah,
because they're flipping tables that quickly.
It's ridiculous, and it's crazy because even though the bill, you don't even know if you want dessert. They're bringing your bill. I always think about that. I'm like, did I tell you?
Yes.
What if I want a second round of food?
Yeah, they don't. They're like, okay, guys, are ready to go? Yeah, guys, are ready? Want to go boxes?
They don't. No, the more that I sit and watch this video, I'm like, the more you think about it, it's rude. You get the free refill. Yeah, you get the free ice water. Yeah, you don't pay to go into a restaurant and use their bathroom. That's some perks. Don't get me wrong, because I can't do it without my ice, but yeah, you gotta give and take somewhere.
Europe is fun.
It is.
Europeans know a thing or two about how to enjoy life. And since they're less preoccupied by the stress of life, work, and cost of living, they're generally happier. And who doesn't want to go somewhere people are happy? Combine this with all the beautiful places and exciting year-round activities, there's simply no shortage of fun to be had in Europe. Whatever your interests are, from summers along the Mediterranean Sea to winters skiing in the Alps, you'll never find yourself bored in Europe or far from welcoming people. And if you're like me, you might not ever want to leave. So, have we convinced you that Europe is better than the US? Let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching How to Europe.
Oh my goodness, that was such a good video. And a lot of Americans, when they leave the States to go like overseas, people always say they seem so happy, so stress-free.
Yeah, a lot of these expats,
because it's true.
They're less stress,
having fun,
happy.
Don't care.
They're more relaxed.
Yeah.
More. But I can understand. There's so much to see and do and to enjoy in the process. If you go where you say wherever you go, and you start complaining, you didn't go to enjoy yourself. Because that make no sense.
No.
Oh, it's raining. Okay? Get on the umbrella. Go. Oh, it's too hot. Put on some sunscreen if you have an issue. I don't see the point in complaining about anything wherever you go. It doesn't matter if you're in the US or in a European country. Do not complain.
It's an adjustment. You just have to adjust.
And enjoy.
Yes.
Because you're just there for a limited time.
Yes.
Even if you're going there to stay, don't complain.
Mm-mm.
I'm here for it. I'm sorry. I know we were chatting in this one because
we're
passionate about
yeah.
a lot of the stuff that,
yes.
because every country has its ups and downs, but the more I'm seeing a lot of expats talk and you're seeing this internet is it can be a good thing and it can be a bad thing. And lately, in my eyes, it has been a good thing seeing a lot of expats talk about their experiences, how they see the US when they venture out of here and living somewhere else, the quality of life, the work-life balance. What's more important? Spending time with family, friends, you know, and enjoying, having a sense of peace of mind, peace and serenity, than here just work until you drop.
Yeah.
And you don't really have time to spend with friends because you're choosing work over friendship, you're choosing work over family, you're choosing work over everything. And then I can't even get mad at the person who's choosing work because they have to do it in order for their family to survive.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? So
the vicious cycle just continues.
Yep. Potato.
It's the rat race.
Yeah.
That's what, the rat race. It's real. You're always on the go.
Woo.
All right, guys, it's your girl Z and Sid. Thank you
Mhm.
so much for checking out this video. Let us know what you think in the comment below as someone that does live overseas. Yes, definitely let us know. We are curious. We definitely gotta go overseas now. You just want, because I want to experience this
for myself.
Yeah.
And instead of living vicariously to everybody else.
I get that. I'm feeling it. I really want to. I've been
pumped up for a minute now.
Yeah.
But it's the more videos you watch, it's like it's like an imprint. Like you need to get going.
You need, yes.
And my kids need to, as when they're younger, to explore more. Yeah.
Definitely.
It's Z
and Sid.
We're running out of here.
Have
Love
fun.
you guys.
Bye.
Bye.